Government of India has permitted state governments to utilize State Disaster Response Fund, which goes from the center, for setting up shelter for migrants and providing them food and water. Just rough estimate that I'm giving you, 11,000 crores were sent in that name through the SDRF, with which they run the shelter homes, with which they give them food, with which they take care of them. And that money was also sent from the center. Of course, states do have a right, but that was given. And using that money, many of the migrants have been attended to. So I want that to be kept in context when we talk about attending to the migrants. Again, there are shelter homes which are under the shelter for urban homeless category. That is something which normally is there. But in those shelter for urban homeless, 3 meals are provided entirely at the cost of the central government. So homeless who live in urban areas, particularly in the COVID situation, are getting 3 meals per day. And I'm not saying this as though, oh, we've done this. I'm saying more from the point of view of we are conscious. We are attending to the migrants and we are giving them in various different ways. Food, taking care of them in the shelters, reaching cash to them. All this has been done and therefore I'm enumerating. And did I do this some other time last year? No. I am showing you what has happened in the last 2 months, the critical lockdown period. So in shelter homes, 3 meals are being provided for people who are urban homeless. Now, the other thing, you may recall when the Prime Minister addressed the nation, how India's capacities can be utilized so that we can serve the globe, and how those capacities are lying dormant, and we are the ones who have to give the stimulus. All of us will have to. 12,000 self-help groups all over the country. This is an example which Honorable Prime Minister referred to. 12,000 SHG groups have produced over 3 crore of masks and 1.20 lakh liters of sanitizers, again during this COVID period. And the self-help groups in urban centers are with urban poor. So urban poor are contributing also in this COVID period. And self-help groups, as you know, is something which is supported by the central government also. Another experiment which was successful is for disbursing revolving funds to the SSGs, and these revolving funds for the self-help groups have also become on board a Paisa portal. It is called PA, all in capital, I is small and SA, Paisa portal, as of April. And now many state governments, seeing the pilot project which had happened in Gujarat, want their people also to get onto this, and through this a lot of across the state benefits which they can get will be available for the SHGs. And lastly, for the urban poor, 7,200 new SHG groups have been formed, newly formed for the urban poor, and that commenced from 15th March. Critical COVID time. New self-help groups for whom assistance get given, and they get benefit from revolving funds and so on to catch on with what they want to do for their livelihoods. So during these 2 months, COVID period, you have these activities which have happened with central government participating actively in these 2 months only.
प्रवासी मजदूर और शहरी गरीब, ये चर्चा का विषय पिछले कुछ दिनों में भी रहा, लेकिन मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ हमारी सरकार ने पिछले वर्षों में भी इनके लिए किया, और इस समय में तो विशेष तौर पर हम लोगों ने आपदा राहत के माध्यम से जो फंड, स्टेट डिजास्टर रिस्पांस फंड के माध्यम से उपलब्ध, उनको हमने राज्यों को करवाया। ये लगभग 11,000 करोड़ रुपये से ज़्यादा है, ताकि इन लोगों को उसमें से राहत दी जा सके, आपदा राहत हो सके, उसके लिए इस्तेमाल किया गया। और यही नहीं, हाइजीन का ख्याल रखते हुए 3 मील्स एक दिन में प्रति व्यक्ति के लिए इन शेल्टर होम्स में उपलब्ध करवाई गई, ऐसा प्रावधान वहाँ पर करवाया गया। और जो हमारे स्वयं सहायता समूह हैं, जिसको आप सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप्स भी कहते हैं, ऐसे 12,000 स्वयं सहायता समूह ने 3 करोड़ मास्क और 1,20,000 लीटर सैनिटाइजर्स का उत्पादन किया है। ये एक अपने आप में बहुत बड़ी बात है और इस संकट की घड़ी में हमारे काम और एक बड़ा काम देश के लिए स्वयं सहायता समूह की हमारी बहनों ने किया है। यही नहीं, 7200 नए स्वयं सहायता समूह इस समय में बनकर और शुरू हैं पिछले 2 महीनों में। और जो रिवॉल्विंग फंड सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप के लिए पैसा एक पोर्टल के माध्यम से हमने शुरू किया था गुजरात में पायलट प्रोजेक्ट, अब उसको पूरे देश भर के अलग अलग राज्यों में शुरू किया जाएगा ताकि इनको और लाभ मिल सके। आपको याद होगा कुछ दिन पहले जब हमने घोषणा की थी तो सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप के लिए भी 10 लाख से बढ़ाकर 20 लाख रुपए उसकी लिमिट कर दी थी, तो इससे भी उनकी कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग में मदद मिलेगी। देश भर के अलग अलग राज्यों में शुरू किया जाएगा ताकि इनको और लाभ मिल सके। आपको याद होगा कुछ दिन पहले जब हमने घोषणा की थी तो सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप के लिए भी 10 लाख से बढ़ाकर 20 लाख रुपए उसकी लिमिट कर दी थी, तो इससे भी उनकी कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग में मदद मिलेगी।
There's definitely a lot of concern and a legitimate concern about migrant workers now going back to their respective states. And will they be there without any opportunities to earn their livelihood? So I would like to draw your attention to say that you know that we had announced the increase in the average wage rate from 182 to 202 rupees. I had made an announcement once earlier. Now, the question of these people returning to their states, will they stay without any provisioning? We have already generated 14.62 crore man days or person days of work generated up to 13th May, which is actually 40 to 50% more persons who have got enrolled compared to last May. So when there was no COVID, what was the number? It is at least 30 to 40%, 40 to 50% more than what it was before. We have enrolled all of them. We are making provision through the Rural Development Ministry to ensure that they get enrolled, they get work, they get, the due payments. So work offered is now to 2.33 crore wage seekers. I think the data is of yesterday, in about 1.87 lakh gram panchayats. So the migrant workers who are going back, and if in case they are joining the Manrega, there are being actively enrolled and provision through the respective ministries being done, and they are being taken. We've ensured that they're going to be entertained even there. They're not going to be sitting for wanting of some basic work. States and union territories have been advised to provide work to these migrant workers as per the provisions of this Manrega Act. So we are continuing to monitor, and the work during the monsoon will also be actively taken up, whether for plantation, whether for horticulture, whether for livestock related sheds, related building, vagera. So on all of them, these workers who go from here are going to be actively engaged. So I just want that to be made sure. The annual actual expenditure till date is around 10,000 crore. Now, even if it's more, we are making provisioning for that.
जो हमारे प्रवासी मजदूर वापस, उनकी भी मदद एमजी नरेगा के माध्यम से कैसे की जाए, उसके लिए भी हम योजना लेकर आए हैं। और अब तक 14 करोड़ 62 लाख पर्सन डेज जनरेट किए जा चुके हैं 13 मई तक, और इस पे कुल खर्चा लगभग 10,000 करोड़ के लगभग किया जा चुका है। जो काम ऑफर किया गया है वो 2.33 करोड़ जो काम मांगने वाले हैं उनको कल तक किया गया, और ये लगभग 1,87,000 ग्राम पंचायतों में किया गया है। इसमें 40 से 50% लोगों ने अपनी एनरोलमेंट की है, रजिस्ट्रेशन की है। पिछले साल के मुकाबले पिछले साल के मई महीने के मुकाबले ज़्यादा लोगों ने की है। यानी कि अगर पिछले साल 100 ने की थी तो इस बार 140-150 लोगों ने की है। उस तरह से उसका आंकड़ा लगभग बढ़ा है। और एक विशेष मुहिम पूरे जिलों में देश भर में चलाई जा रही है कि जो वापस यहाँ से हमारे प्रवासी मजदूर गए, अगर वो चाहें तो वहाँ पर भी अपने आप को रजिस्टर कराकर काम ले सकते हैं। और इसके लिए राज्यों और यूनियन टेरिटरीज को निर्देश दे दिए गए हैं। और यही नहीं, 182 रुपया जो उनकी दिहाड़ी होती थी अब उसको बढ़ाकर भी 202 रुपये कर दिया गया है।
Again, before I go over to specifying what programs we have for the second tranche, one quick look at some major reform steps which are in the pipeline. You know, the labor codes related matter is in the parliament. Some reports are also with the standing committee. We are committed to making it better for the workers, and the workers' welfare is top on our agenda. I very will quickly run through some of the points. All this is going to be shared with you in any case, but quickly I will highlight the fact that the minimum wages at the moment is applicable only to 30% of all the workers. We want to make it universal. We want to give that right to minimum wage universally to all workers. So that is one of the major things we are working towards, and as you know, it's all discussed in the parliament. It is getting, work is done in the parliament, it is happening there, but I'm giving you some of the highlights. Second is also the regional disparity in minimum wage which exists. We are trying to get over that problem, to get over the disparity which prevails by saying if there can be a national floor wage concept which can be accepted by all the states, so that the disparity which prevails between states of minimum wages can be gotten over. We are also talking about compulsorily giving appointment letters for everybody who is taken in, so that it gets formal, and also making sure annual health checkup is made mandatory for all the employees. Benefits also for workers in the interstate migration of workers, so that nowadays we come to know that workers don't get recruited through an agency or a group, which are normally the groups which bring in unskilled workers. Now employers are directly taking them on, and therefore for that also, coming from various destinations, we want to have a definition of interstate migrant workers. Again, on migrant workers, this will help in defining them better and reaching out benefits to them better. All this is in the parliament. I'm not saying it as a part of this package, but I'm only giving you a clear picture that we are committed towards improving the lot of the workers and making sure that migrant workers and other workers are treated a lot more with their formal benefits reaching them. Portability of welfare benefits is also being contemplated in the parliament for migrant workers. Again, looking at pan-India to all districts, we want to extend the ESIC benefits to all establishments which employ at least 10 people or more, and in some of the notified districts. Looking at also employees, establishment which have less than 10 employees, we want to, at least in a voluntary basis, make sure ESIC can be extended to them on a voluntary basis, because they're very small. We don't want to burden them with anything. The other thing that we're looking at is to make it mandatory to have ESIC coverage through notification by the central government for employees who are working in hazardous industries. Because even if they're small and they don't get included through a central notification, we want to make sure ESIC coverage is given to all those who are working in smaller units but which are engaging in hazardous activities. They get the benefit of ESIC coverage. And social security schemes are being extended even to gig workers and platform workers. That is now urban phenomena, and they should get that coverage. So we want to bring gig workers into it. We're also looking at reskilling of retrenched workers. Now in the context of COVID, this was all designed before, but in the context of COVID, we probably will have a situation where a lot of retrenched workers will need to have a reskilling exercise. And again, all occupations should be opened for women with night working rights, and also there making sure safeguards are provided for all of them. Provision also for social security funds for unorganized workers, and gratuity to be given for fixed term employment. So these are some of the things which are our commitment, which is revealed in the labor codes. 44 labor different acts have all been now compressed with extensive discussions and consultation. I must appreciate the Ministry of Labour, the Minister, Senior Minister Gangwarji, together with the Secretary, have engaged with all strata, all stakeholders, all strata of workers, to make sure that their concerns are addressed, and therefore the possibility of having those 44 laws being reduced to 4 codes, highlights I've given you, are waiting in the Parliament. Our commitment lies in having them passed after discussing in all the standing committees.
लेबर कोड के माध्यम से हम लोग जहां मजदूरों को लाभ देने जा रहे हैं, अगर आप देखेंगे तो देश में जो न्यूनतम वेतन है वो लगभग 30% वर्कर्स ही उसका लाभ उठा पाते हैं। समय पर उनका वेतन का भुगतान नहीं हो पाता। अनऑर्गेनाइज जो असंगठित क्षेत्र है उसमें ये दिक्कत है, और इसीलिए यूनिवर्सलाइजेशन की जो बात कही गई है कि न्यूनतम वेतन की यूनिवर्सलाइजेशन की जाएगी, पूरे देश भर में एक जैसा उसका हो, कम से कम एक न्यूनतम वेतन गरीब से गरीब मजदूर को मिले, इसके लिए इस कदम को उठाया गया है। और जो क्षेत्रीय असमानता है, जो रीजनल डिस्पैरिटी है न्यूनतम वेतन में, उसको भी इसके माध्यम से दूर किया जाएगा, वैधानिक रूप इसको दिया जाएगा और नेशनल फ्लोर वेज इसमें इंट्रोड्यूस की जाएगी। यही नहीं, जो इसको तय करने के तरीके हैं मिनिमम वेजेस, उसको और सरलीकरण इसका किया जाएगा ताकि इसमें कंप्लायंस ज़्यादा हो और रुकावटें कम हो। नियुक्ति पत्र भी सभी मजदूरों को मिलेंगे, और यही नहीं, साल में एक बार स्वास्थ्य का चेकअप भी होगा, हेल्थ चेकअप भी इनका होगा। और जो खतरनाक क्षेत्र में काम करने वाले, जहां खतरा रहता है, ऐसे क्षेत्रों में काम करने वाले जिनके काम करते हैं मजदूर, उनके लिए ऑक्यूपेशनल सेफ्टी एंड हेल्थ कोड भी लाया जाएगा जो उनकी सुरक्षा और स्वास्थ्य का ख्याल रखेंगे। यही नहीं, पोर्टेबिलिटी जो है वेलफेयर बेनिफिट्स की, ये भी सभी प्रवासी मजदूरों को मिलेगी। और ईएसआईसी का लाभ भी, इसका भी पैन इंडिया पूरे देश भर में इसकी कवरेज सभी जिलों में हमारे मजदूरों को मिल पाएगी, चाहे वो इस्टेब्लिशमेंट जो संस्थान है वो 10 से ज़्यादा वाला है, उतने तक का है। और इसके अलावा मैंडेटरी ईएसआईसी कवरेज भी नोटिफिकेशन से माध्यम से सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने सभी एम्प्लॉयज़ को, जो ऐसे खतरनाक क्षेत्रों में काम करने वाले, उनके लिए होगी। सोशल सिक्योरिटी स्कीम भी गिग वर्कर्स के लिए और प्लेटफॉर्म वर्कर्स के लिए मिलेगी। रीस्किलिंग करनी बहुत ज़रूरी हो गई है, क्योंकि जो लोग वापस गए हैं काम करने के लिए, उनको वापस उनको स्किल प्रदान करके वहाँ पर उनका कैसे लाभ मिल सके, रोजगार मिल सके, इस दिशा में भी काम किए जाएंगे। और सोशल सिक्योरिटी फंड का भी असंगठित क्षेत्र के लिए प्रावधान करने का हम प्रयास करेंगे, प्रोविजन किया जाएगा। और जो महिलाओं के लिए कामकाज के क्षेत्र खुले हैं, उसमें रात्रि के समय अगर काम करना पड़ता है, ड्यूटी करनी पड़ती है, तो उसमें सेफगार्ड्स अलग अलग तरह के लाए जाएंगे।
Quickly of yesterday's, you know, we've spoken about 3 lakh crore emergency working capital facility. We have also spoken about no global tenders for 200 crore, up to 200 crore for Indian, small companies also to bid for those, and so on. So yesterday's announcement, I thought I'll very quickly give you. I will be providing this one slide. I'm spending not very much of a time on that. I'll move over to talking about one thing there. If you can please go back to the previous slide. One thing there on the tax deduction at source and tax collected at source, where we've reduced the rate by 25%. I will, after the presentation, have Revenue Secretary give you a clear explanation of who it includes and who it doesn't. So the TDS and TCS explanation, you have the Finance Secretary next to me, who is also the Revenue Secretary, who will be able to explain it. But otherwise, that slide will be given to you. So instead of going too much into detail, I just want to highlight the fact the EPF support of paying 24%, the 12% of employer, 12% of the employee is borne by the Government of India. 24% is being borne by the Government of India for the past 3 months, and we have extended that for the next 3 months also. June, July, August is also getting added. This is something which I did mention yesterday. And similarly for others, it has been reduced from 12 to 10% for the employer and the employee. However, the employee will get the 10% for the private, for the government-related public sector undertakings, where the government pays the 12 plus 12.
पिछले कल जो सूक्ष्म लघु और मध्यम उद्योग के लिए घोषणा की गई थी, उसका बड़ा कारण ये भी है, और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने अपने 12 तारीख के भाषण में कहा भी था कि हमारे लघु मंझोले उद्योग जो हैं, ये जो हमारे एमएसएमई हैं, ये करोड़ों लोगों की आजीविका का साधन है, जो आत्मनिर्भर भारत के लिए हमारे संकल्प का मजबूत आधार है। और इसीलिए पिछले कल लाखों करोड़ रुपए का जो बेनिफिट दिए गए, मैं कहूँगा सहयोग दिया गया। इन लोगों ने कभी मदद नहीं मांगी, सहयोग मांगा, और सहयोग देने का काम कल भारत सरकार ने मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में किया है एमएसएमई सेक्टर के लिए। और उसमें ही एक बड़ा सहयोग था, मार्च, अप्रैल, मई महीने में एम्प्लॉय प्रोविडेंट फंड 12% एम्प्लॉय और एम्प्लॉयर का हिस्सा भारत सरकार दे रही है, और अब इसको अगले 3 महीने जून, जुलाई, अगस्त तक और बढ़ा दिया गया है। इसके अलावा जो 12% दोनों को देना पड़ता था काम देने वाले को, अब उसको 10% कर दिया गया है। लेकिन जो भारत सरकार के सेंट्रल पीएससीज हैं, वो अपना 12% ही देंगे।